So hi fellas, how you doing? I'm actually pretty good, but today it is gonna be slightly different than usual. I have an idea of taking this like a podcast, you know, just to chill and discuss the LEGO world. LEGO brand has plenty of themes of various categories that I bet you can name at least 3 that resonated with you more than the others. And when I specifically asked myself, I figured out 3 that I honestly found the best. Fellas, a lot of people wouldn't understand why this is my favorite, namely LEGO minifigures. The main cause of the unpopularity is probably being too expensive. I'm talking about $4 a figure. Yeah, but it's LEGO, what do you expect? Alright, it's not cheap, but the theme has also a collectible meaning for me. Look 13 years back, when the first bunch of figures were released, not many expected at what prices they'll be now, but for those who did, for certain minifigures prices increased by about 400%, which is... In 2018, LEGO released the 40th anniversary series, where a quite special one appeared. This old school police officer gets an annual growth of 18 to 30%. But by far the most expensive minifig of the series is truly Mr. Gold. In 2013, in the series 10, LEGO made much rarer gold minifig, but only 5,000 copies of it. So the hunt began, and as soon as all of them were sold, the price went so quickly up, like astronomically. From the original $3, the average value to this day is 5 to 6 grand. Or I guess so, maybe even more. If I wasn't a little child back then, I would go to every shop in town, touch and feel all the packages to the last, just to check if there isn't any chance of getting Mr. Gold. I wouldn't even pay attention to the employees and just stand there for hours. So Minecraft, such a nostalgic game. The graphics of Minecraft are not really complex, let's say, but even then some of the items from the game are pretty difficult to build in LEGO. The normal Minecraft block has 16 by 16 little squares on each side, which cannot be brought to LEGO since they are mostly one-color LEGO pieces. Another reproach is about blocks as well. The issue that a lot of people actually mentioned before me is how LEGO made the blocks in their sets. They most often take a 2x2 brick and simply add a plate on it. But if you want a perfect 3D cube, you need one additional layer. Obviously their way requires fewer pieces, so it's actually cheaper for LEGO, as that's the only reasonable explanation I can give. It wouldn't be me if I didn't start talking about colors, because the color scheme that I see in average Minecraft set suits my eyes so well, and it's quite taken from the game. Another thing I love are the minifigures and almost all the mobs. I'm saying almost, and I know why, because why is this spider so big? Man, this creeper isn't even in the game.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
For me to dive into the LEGO Minecraft, I bought one set for myself, so how they say in LEGO Masters, get your brick on. For the record, lots of designs of the things in sets are slightly inaccurate to the game, just look at this. And here comes a great opportunity to recreate them. You certainly saw at least one design of the Iron Golem. I bet it either included Technic pins or ball joints for the hand and leg movement. However, I found this not so good looking, and I tried my best to create a hopefully correct version of the iconic Village Guardian. Although I kept the golem's head and the printed tiles as they come in handy for the body, this part uses mainly masonry bricks. These guys made it easy for me to connect arms and the head. The legs aren't anything complex. The green and yellow color represent an old growth on the golem. Yeah, golem. Next is the Minecraft tree, which leaves us with various visuals to recreate. And this is the one in the game. It's bigger, but regardless of the size, its leaves are actual blocks, for which I don't understand the half blocks on the LEGO trees. But there's actually an easy solution for that. Similar to what I did for the igloo roof from my holiday special, hope you watched that. There are 2 incredible mocks which are worth seeing. Anyway, I basically covered the top all around with studs, and then on each of them connected green structures. Of course, as I said, there are many possibilities, like to make a spruce tree with a snowy layer on the leaves and more. My first LEGO Minecraft set was The Cave, featuring among other the first version of the spider. Ever since I built the spider, I had a problem with how big it actually is. Compared to the Steve figure, it's easily 3 times bigger than in-game, and so it has been a hot candidate for redesign since it hasn't yet been changed. First I googled the prime size of the spider in the game, and I figured I'll need to fit it in a 2x2x1 block space. The worst were those 8 legs, which all needed to be angled differently, so that was kinda hard. Fast forward, I connected the head and the abdomen, and it was complete. And finally, let's check the size. Well, it doesn't fit entirely, but still, it's a significant improvement. And by the way, if you want to wear a unique Maze Brick skin in Minecraft, go to novaskin.me, search for my name, and there you have it. You can download it into the game. There's a link in the description. The theme that includes most of the glorious and recognizable sets. LEGO ideas. There's just so much more than good things that I don't know where to start. How about my favorite recent set, which is the Insect collection by the designer Jose Maria. Only by looking at the pictures, I noticed the amount of details on the mantis, the use of gun pieces at the end of the legs, but especially its head, certainly the figure's highlight. Although I equally like the butterfly and the Hercules beetle, which is a really nice move feature, we're gonna move on to other sets. The last several years were filled with astonishing models like the Globe. Yeah, and this one reminds me of the old Death Star from the Return of the Jedi. That was a phenomenal build, but I think the designer of the Globe did an even better job with the sphere shape. Even though you can't see the countries on it, it is surely the coolest globe to acquire. Every time I look at the night sky, I'm curious what's waiting for us in the strange world beyond Earth.
And booster ignition, liftoff.
Let me introduce you to Tales of the Space Age. This is the actual name of the set. It comes with 688 pieces, which is the lowest count on this list. Nevertheless, it offers so much fun and the building experience is great. I love the simplicity that still keeps the main space objects recognizable. This means the comet and the rocket launch, the 2 eclipses and the great green black hole. Specifically talking about the middle part of the black hole, I'd personally lower the light belt a bit. It wouldn't be actually that hard to modify since the required piece already appears in that same spot. And generally I'd like to point out how the color gradients are made, to give off the perfect effect of 2 shades blending into each other. The individual models can be connected together side by side or hanged on the wall, so in whichever order you put these 4 models, you will undoubtedly create some neat display. Recently I've asked you in an Instagram story the same question I had asked myself, and I got some submissions from you. Bionicle was an unforgettable part of my childhood. Man, not even talking about the TV series Hero Factory, that's a pure nostalgia. About the figures, I remember buying a fake one from the convenience store and there was just cheap plastic cracking. Nonetheless, I picked a few originals that I still have today. The thing I loved about them were the shooters. I would always fight with my brother in shootouts, and that can be the reason why the figures are not in the best condition today. No debate, Star Wars is one of the most influential and best-selling LEGO themes. And during my recent binge watch of the original trilogy, I noticed how the vast number of scenes is already recreated in LEGO. It came to me that I could probably visualize the generality of the plot just by seeing all those sets made across the years. Does anyone buy those Star Wars Christmas calendars? Well, I think they're pretty pricey, although I can't overlook some thoughtful micro builds that from time to time appear, and they actually encouraged me to build some of my own. So quickly, this is a really fast way of creating a TIE fighter using 4 pieces, or at least something that resembles it. And I also present to you the X-Wing, and I'm just gonna plug my Instagram and post the instructions there if you wanna build this, as I'm not gonna go over that in the video. And what about you? I'd be happy to know your favorite LEGO theme, because the comment section is down there right for that. A big change has recently occurred in my personal life, and that is entering high school. Sadly enough, the script was written like a year ago, so I'm a sophomore now. So you can already see how this affected the upload frequency. But don't tell me that my long pauses between videos surprise you. It's been a true tradition. But what I don't take as a tradition is your support, and I'm grateful for every like and comment. With that in mind, I'll see you in the next one. I never got to mention Ninjago, but that's just way beyond their level. Yeah, I'm saying it's the GOAT.